Why do you improvise? When I was young, my favorite memories weren't like big trips we took or really cool camps. It was just making stuff up. I loved when me and my friends had like this huge kingdom and a very intricate hierarchy that we created together. And we stayed in that, like we stayed in that world. And even though it was a completely made up world, it had these rules that we all just understood. And I love that. And then somewhere along the way, I'm told I have to, get real and adjust to this real life. And then you go into improv, and the first thing they tell you is, all right, welcome to improv. And improv, we build worlds together. And it's like I'm high-fiving my younger self all the time. And that's a wonderful feeling. That's a wonderful feeling. I also improvise because I am constantly affirming and being affirmed. Like my ideas are constantly being yes, and I get constant validation from my scene partner, my troupe mates, and plus I like when people laugh, honestly. I really like making people laugh. It feels very powerful. I feel powerful when I make people laugh. And yeah, I like smiles, and people tend to smile at me when I'm on stage, and that feels good. My favorite moments in improv, there is a moment in a scene when me and my scene partner make eye contact and we're like, oh, I get it. I get what we're doing. I get what you're saying. And it feels incredible. Both of our eyes light up. And then from that moment to the rest of the scene, we are off in our own world. And it feels the best. So those are my favorite moments, when me and my scene partner or scene partners have an aha moment of discovery and we just take off. And that's what it feels like. A really good scene feels like taking off. What would I say to other members of my community outside of improv who are entering the improv community? We are the pieces that improv is missing. Sometimes I talk to other folks in my other communities, whether it be the Black community, queer community, trans community, whatever marginalized community. I actually don't like the word marginalized. I feel like because marginalized still normalizes whiteness, but I talk to other unique voices in improv, and sometimes when they're received by a theater, they're received almost as if they're being done a favor. Like, you're welcome. Here's a free class because the goodness of our heart. When the truth is, like, we are what improv is missing. And so when you show up in that power, and also don't dim your light. Like, be your full authentic self, because the best moments I've had on this stage are the moments when I just felt like I was fully in myself, and the crowd fully embraced that. And that feels good. And you also just never know who's watching you. I've stepped off stage and people have said, I've never seen a Black person do improv before. I didn't know that we did that. When I get on stage in front of young people, I've had young Black kids look at me in awe. And I'm the only Black person in a troupe full of white people, and they're just staring at me the whole time. And you just don't know who needs to see themselves. And it could be you. You could be the reflection someone needs to see that there's something else that they could do. And if you don't step on stage, someone else might not be seen. So step on stage, and not just for yourself, but for other people. What else would I like people to know? Oh, so many things, so many things. Here are some tips from Malik. When you are asking folks for boundaries in a circle, ask a follow-up question and make sure that everyone in the circle understands the boundaries that other people set and understands how they can meet those boundaries. Because a lot of people just nod to be polite, but they don't know. And that's the next part. It is okay to not know in improv. It's okay not to have the answers. And really, I'm really talking to teachers and leaders in improv. It is really okay for you to not know. And I think it is the more power and more intelligent answer of saying, I don't know, or saying there might be another answer, than speaking from an authority and shutting folks down. Stop shutting people down in improv, because at the end of the day, we're still just making shit up on stage.